for joining us today in this Zoom meeting with Hilda Chan. So she's our curator for this show, Otherworlds. And we have two parts of this show, the physical exhibition as well as the VR exhibition. So this Zoom meeting, Hilda will share with us the VR works as well as some images of the physical exhibition. So I will introduce Elaine. Elaine, she's our co-organizer from Hong Kong, Autumn Modernist, and we collaborated on a show 2 years ago in Hong Kong in the Visual Arts Center. And yeah, maybe Elaine can introduce Hilda.
Oh, hello everyone. So, well, the very first time I met Hilda was in an art event where Outer Modernists invited Hilda to do a sharing with a group of art enthusiasts at a local gallery. So we have been in touch ever since. And Hilda herself has been involved in numerous curatorial projects, and sometimes we exchange ideas and sometimes we work together. In 2017, we, Instang and Outer Modernists together invited Hilda to be our curator for the group show at Hong Kong Visual Arts Center, where 5 of the Singapore artists collaborate, do a group show together with 5 Hong Kong artists. It was a fun experience, and we learned so much more about the art scene in Singapore. So this year we are so glad to have Hilda again with us, and this time in Singapore as our curator for the show. So, so I think we can start this virtual walkthrough. Thank you, Hilda.
Thank you for the introduction, and thank you very much for joining this VR and online tour of this exhibition, Otherworlds, Non-Digital Realities. Yeah, so this is actually my first time created a show for Singapore, and also working remotely as well. So yeah, this is an entirely new experience for me as well. Yeah, so I just want to start talking about the concept of the show Otherworlds. So it is a mixed media reality exhibition. So we have physical exhibition where you can see it now and on at Gilman Barracks. And then we also have a VR component, which you can see at a VR cave at the physical exhibition, as well as being online. Yeah, so when we first come up with this idea, it was last year, the beginning of 2020, where the pandemic starting and then starting to spread to the rest of the world. And then we were, while we were trying to plan for this show, we raised a lot of questions and how could we generate new ways to create and experience art in this new reality. And then since then, we are working towards the show, and then the artists, they when they create each idea, they have this in mind. So I think we are trying to have the same concept adapt in both the physical world as well as online and in the VR world. So yesterday we had a physical show walkthrough. So today I'm just going to show you by starting the video images in the VR cave. So for those of you still have not been or not able to go to the physical exhibition, the physical section and the online and the VR section, they complement each other. So I think it works even though you have missed part of it. But then if you are able to see all 3 components, it would be a completed concept. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen, and then I will play you the video. Okay. Okay, now we are starting by Debbie's work. Okay, Debbie's work is called Void. So the word is a dream world between the void decks. And then, so these are the ruins of the everyday life. And then what you can see is like the viewers, they will kind of like experience and navigate in this dream world by just kind of moving around their bodies, and then they can just follow the flow and then to experience this amazing world. Yeah, so Debbie, she has been kind of making a lot of video games, and then at the beginning, she made some kind of digital environment where people and the players will just kind of accidentally fall into the cracks, and she find that feature very interesting, and then a lot of the players actually find this is the most interesting aspect of the game. So this is to to be able to experience kind of like and play the game in a different way. Okay, so now we go to the next video. So now we have Elaine. Okay, so you see that when because of the pandemic, we intentionally not having any kind of touch screen device in the cave. So we just activate and play the game through a hand gesture and movement. So Elaine's work is called Is It the Time? So I think she tries to question the way how we are constantly being surrounded by screen-based technologies. And even though we say goodbye, we are not even saying goodbye, and we are being online all the time. So here we see the player swiping through and then selecting different video clips, sound clips of stories she collected from different people, and then is people saying goodbyes in different way. So here in the VL cave, the players can actually scan a VL code and access to a page where you can submit your own story. Yeah. So this is Elaine's work. And then now I'm going to show you Gabriel's Learn's work. So Gabriel's Learn's work is actually really similar to his physical installation. So in the exhibition space, his work is called Gradient Nations and Synchronized Sound Uncertainty. So it is with like, the banner hanging, and then the images abstract are pixelated images taken by large crowd, images of large crowd gathered before the pandemic starts. And now scenes of people gathering has become really rare. So here in the physical exhibition, the movement is very subtle, and you can see the tactile details of the artwork. So he is trying to utilize the physical space and how people are meant to experience his work. So in his VR cave version, you see that we can still see the hanging banners, but here it becomes digital. And then when the player kind of moves their body from left to right, it is changed from a very orderly manner to a very chaotic manner. So it meant to say that in this world and in this current situation, it's very difficult to make sense of the reality. And then Gabriel also intentionally made the physical version and the VR version sort of similar, but then with a different feature. So I feel that the VR version is kind of like using kind of movements, and then the work can be experienced a different way. And then for Ivy's work is a digital archive. Her work is called The Unknown Garden. So I can show you an image at the physical show. So at the physical show, Ivy, she did her own drawing of the plants from the archive. It's called the Singapore Botanical Gardens Archive. It's actually an archive of plants exchange between Hong Kong and Singapore during the colonial times. And then in the physical work, and the drawings are actually taken from the archive, but then it is like actually from her imagination as well. So they are not actually realistic. And then you see that there's a screen. The screen shows that the animated version taken from the same drawing. So it is also the first time she ever worked with this format. So transforming from a physical format, more traditional, to a digital format. And also at the same time, she is doing live drawing sections during different times, and then projected from her Hong Kong studio at the Singapore venue. So I'm going to show you her online version. Sorry. Yeah, so for the online version, you see that it is actually a digital archive. And you see that the players can swipe through the different document pages and then doing hand gesture. And then also zoom into different areas. Yes, like this, of the document where you can actually know what the exact plan looks like. So the VR version is a complement from the physical version. So I think, so she doesn't want to make it the same. So it is a slightly different approach than the one we just seen for Gabriel Leung. And then for Ulrich is a continuation of his ongoing series. The series is called, it's called the Three Domes Simulacra 1.0. So he is undertaking a journey between the three museums in Singapore. So they are, the Singapore Art Museum, National Museum of Singapore, and the National Gallery of Singapore. Yeah, so the entire journey is about 4.5 kilometers, where Ulrich actually took the journey between the three museums. So here in the VR cave, the visitors can experience the same trip in this kind of imaginary landscape, but at the same time kind of highly resemble the actual street scenes of Singapore. So yeah, you see that the player can kind of doing kind of walking gesture to slow down or to move and just experience this world. And in the physical exhibition, you can see that he did the 3 models in 3D print. And then you can actually also see the images taken while he is undertaking this trip. So the next one is Wei Hui. So Wei Hui, her work is called The Intersection of Worlds and the Unbreakable Bond. So you see that in the physical space, they are, an installation of 81 blocks. So they are actually related to the concept of enlightenment. So on the bricks, you see that there are texts engraved on it, and it is actually the experience inspired by her yearly visit to her grandma's kind of tomb visit, where she will touch up the text on it. And then in the VR version, it is something entirely different for her. So in the VR version, she has changed change the texture and then change the weight of the work. So when the visitors, they went into the cave, they swipe through, and then the butterflies will come up. The bricks will actually transform into butterflies, and the hand gesture, you can see that it is kind of indicated by the light you see that you see here. Yep. Yep. And then the next one I want to show you Xin Yun's work. So Xin Yun's work is called Mind Aim Painting Machine, where she has been inspired by the concept of the brain, and then she does ink drawing digitally. And in the physical exhibition, the work, you see that is scanned directly from her own brainwave. So, and this setup is resembling an actual lab of a doctor. And here in the VR cave, the players can interact with the paint, the ink stroke by making a different movement, making a fist. And then it's like a paintbrush, kind of painting directly on the canvas, and then just kind of experiment with the ink. Yeah. So there are also other artists that kind of think of the VR space and the physical space entirely two different formats. So I would like to share with you for Shui Feng's practice. So for Shui Feng's practice, is her work is called the Avatar. So in Avatar, so it is very similar to our own experience. Hold on. So you see that when the player, they are making a T shape, it is when the situation is very balanced. So the video, you can see that there are three different videos playing. They're actually playing according to the timeline. So like when the T shape is no longer existing, the video kind of just jumped in between, so indicating that the situation is no longer balanced. So for her, she also has an installation with three different sections in the physical exhibition, where the viewers will first enter a meditative sound space with the instruction of what to do. And then at the second section, there's a practice section, pretty much like what you see right now, is the players trying to imitate the action and the dance move of the dancers. And then finally, in the third session, you will see that the videos, the same video that you see in the VR cave. So for her, the VR cave, the physical exhibition, and the online exhibitions are three different platforms. So here, I actually want to show you her online version. So you see that we have an online version, which it will be ready and launched in February 1st. Okay. So this is Shui Feng's work, Avatar. So unlike the physical exhibition and also the VR cave, where people are taking different gesture in order to activate the game, here it is like 9 different mini games. So the same concept is like people will follow the instruction by the same audio tool you heard in the physical show. And then people will go through different learning. She called a different learning process. So I think I will show you to walk you through and see what I mean. Yeah. So they are like very simple instruction. And then each time when the player can select different games, and then they can do it randomly. So here you can just kind of very simple, just choose a date that is important to you. So say I type in a date, and then that's it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is the same work at the VR cave, but this is the web version of WeHui. So you see that actually the blocks they have transformed into butterflies. So maybe just now you couldn't see clearly in the recording. So you're meant to be click on the blocks that were right now transformed into butterflies, and then you can eventually they will become blocks again. So it is the concept of transforming into different worlds, and where the artists are trying to adapt working in different platforms, the same concept of translating the ideas. And then this is the close-up of the Ivy Yun's digital archive. So when I click on the archive pages, I can see the image of the actual plant. So when I speak to her trying to make an online version, she doesn't just want to repeat what's going on in the physical show. So to her is the online version is how she can make sense of using the technology and and then the online technology as well. Yep. Yeah, same here for Elaine's work, where you can just click on it, and then you can submit your story here. Okay. Yeah, I just want to know if you still have any question for the tour and our exhibition concept.
Maybe whoever wants to ask, you can unmute yourself and maybe show the video, so we know that there are actually real audience listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, I think because a lot of the some of the artists they have this is the first time ever they have been working with the VR technology, and then I just want to thank Dudes, and then especially Shah and Eugene. They have gave us a lot of feedback how to translate the different ideas into into the VR world, and also we first need to learn about the technology and what the technology can do. So it is like a kind of collaborative process where we need to learn about the technology, and at the same time dudes they can translate and make the concept make sense in the VR and the online world. And then we also have the artists, they have different experience working with the technology and VR. So I think we have someone more traditional, say Ivy. So Ivy, say she only works with like a traditional painting and drawing medium. And then we also want to see that there is a lot of potential for an artist like Ivy, where she might not usually familiar or working with the digital medium. And yeah, so we still see there's a lot of potential with the online and VR technology, and especially for online exhibition, not just directly translating the physical space and like yeah, and then just having a documentary of the real thing and then move directly to the VR space. So yeah, this is, I think, yeah, what we're trying to explore this time. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know for Xin Yun, because we have been working together really closely. I wonder if you have anything or any feedback you want to share.
Well, I guess it's just because of the fact that you guys can't come. Yeah, so it's like for the VR part, it's a bit easier because the artists from Hong Kong can easily communicate with the dupes, the programmer, via Zoom to kind of explain their VR vision. But without Hilda here and and setting up in the physical space, that was quite challenging, to mount the show. But I guess it's a kind of new way of curating for Hilda.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
think may
Actually,
I
yeah, we have a question. Yeah.
the avatar
Yeah,
concept.
avatar concept. Okay, let me show you an image. Yeah, so for avatar, it's actually is the concept is she wants to deals with the collective crisis of intimacy. So in the physical exhibition, the work is an audio visual installation. So where you can see this is like the close up of the setup. So for the audio visual installation, is the first part is like first you will enter into like a corridor space where you first hear the instruction. And then once you hear the instruction, you go to the second space where you will see dances. So like see right now it shows like some dancers doing some moves. So you are meant to learn about the different moves of the dancers. So they are movements such as like kind of moving around the body and tiptoe walking. So, and then at the third space, like after you see this dancer space, so at the back, so you will go back to the kind of visuals of Hong Kong in a street where there were the street where people walked during the protests. But so I think she's trying to make a comment about companionship, where in 2020, where we no longer able to gather that easily. And then even though we cannot meet each other face to face, if I think people have with the same goal and then with the same yeah, if they have a strong bond with each other, they can still maintain the relationship. But at the same time, there are a lot of conflict. So I think her work is trying to explain and then trying to yeah, talked about these different issues of conflict and trying to keep in touch during the pandemic times. So and then for her online version is actually still the same concept, where the audience are following steps. So a lot of these games are following the instruction of given by the artist. Yeah, so it meant to be a simple step following the instruction, and then you just act accordingly. Yeah. Yep. I hope I answered the question. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That was very interesting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yep.
So do we have other questions for Hilda?
Oh, yes, I have a doubt.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, can you please elaborate on the synchronized uncertainty, the abstract art?
Yep. So that is so you want to learn more about the concept of the abstract art.
Yes.
Yep. Hold on. Yep. Yep. So you see that these abstract images, the abstract like different colors, they are actually taken from the pixel. You know, images pixel of people gathering. They are like crowds gathering before the pandemic times. Yeah. So they are actually taken from real images taken by the artist himself. Yep. Yeah. So here in the physical exhibition, because it is hung from the ceiling, so it is like fabric, they are very light. So the wind kind of provides a really subtle movement of the insulation. Whereas in the VR version and also the online version, the movement becomes very dynamic and moves around, because actually also in the physical exhibition, there are two speakers on the floor, where if you stand towards the left, it is like kind of more orderly walking sound of just kind of footstep, walking pacing sound. And then once you move from to the right side is actually very chaotic and the sounds are layering with each other. So here in the physical exhibition, it is more like a experiment with the sound. And then in the VR version, is actually doing more with the light and then the movement of the banners as well. Yeah, because actually Gabriel, he is a photographer and he has been using a lot of like kind of fabric and hanging works in his previous work. So I feel that it is also a nice continuation for his practice as well. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you.
Can we just check? Are you guys like based in Singapore, or you are from other countries?
No, actually, I'm joining from Hong Kong.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
May I ask, did you also the curatorial role remotely, or are you now physically in Singapore?
I am actually in Hong Kong right now. Yeah.
Oh.
So the entire process, we started the discussion in Hong Kong, and I was speaking with Xin Yun and Yurik Lau and Elaine Wong. So the four of us, we have been kind of like jamming and then thinking how we can put this show together. Yeah. So the challenge is, yeah, I cannot really be at the physical space during the exhibition setup, but I think with the technology and the Zoom and then online meeting, it is actually already way easier to share ideas. So yeah.
So you had a counterpart, a curatorial partner who was on site then in Hong Kong, in Singapore, and
Yeah.
with him or her, you communicated in a way that the curatorial concept could be realized, although you are not physically present.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Because I think Xin Yun and her team, they are really helpful and then working really hard to put this together. So I think we will be kind of zooming a lot, and then when they have questions, they can just send me a message and I will comment, or I will, yeah, and then we can talk through it.
I see. So you really, they really filmed the
Yep.
space, and you could
Yeah.
say, I want to have this exactly in that part of
Yeah.
the space, and I want to be it arranged in this and that way.
Yeah.
I
Compare
see.
with doing it physically, where you can kind of change things more directly, or it is more spontaneous. So I think there are a lot of kind of way more preparation needed like this. Say, I think the floor plan needs to be kind of decided ahead, and then before the actual setup, I kind of communicate with the team and then with the rest of the artists how they want things to be hung, and then perhaps if we foresee anything that could be a problem ahead. So we try to solve these issues ahead, because we also we had a limited time to set up as well. So I think the challenge is, I think the planning is quite important this time.
Very interesting. Thank you. I think
Thank you.
also from the curatorial point of view, it's an innovative form of collaborating.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, if we do we have any more questions or discussion? If not, um, shall we end the VR exhibition walkthrough? Hilda or Elaine?
Yep. I'm good.
Okay. So yeah, thank you so much. And I think for those who are in Singapore, I would really like to see you guys at our show. So we are in Human Barracks again, Block 9, 0321, Unit 21, 0321. And we will be open um, till 31st of January. Tomorrow will be Saturday 12 to 9 p.m. and then Sunday, the last day, which is 12 to 7 p.m. So hope to see you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hope you can make it to the exhibition. Yeah, I really hope I can be there.
Thank you very much
Yeah,
for this
thank you.
experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.